Beekeepers, this is the scam you're going to hear on the mainstream media. Recently, they've been talking about a lot of honeybees have been dying. They're losing a lot of colonies. I watched some of the news reports. A few of them might mention the toxic chemicals, but very few of them. But the majority of them want to go to the varroa mite. That's a scam, and that's an easy scapegoat. Why? Because varroa mites will kill your honeybees. All right, there's no question about it. And there's a lot of products on the market that they want to sell you. You got to consider that majority of everything you buy, the money goes to the rich people, okay, the 1%. Man Lake is owned by the corporations. The DOT is not really part of that 1%. I stopped doing business with Man Lake. I buy stuff from the DOT. Used to buy stuff from Kelly Beekeeping, but Man Lake bought out Kelly Beekeeping. But anyway, what I'm getting at, here it is, almost the end of April. I didn't lose any colonies during the winter, and I noticed a few drones, a couple drones I saw a week ago, they had deformed wings. So I thought, oh, well, maybe I do have varroa mites that I didn't kill going into winter. Because I treated with acetic acid last November. And I normally don't treat in the spring, but I decided to go ahead. I did a treatment at the beginning of the week with acetic acid, and I did a treatment 5 days later. And I haven't cleaned out the bottom boards. This is the bottom board. This is the bottom screen. I've cleaned out the dead bees in the bottom screen about a month ago, but I haven't cleaned out here. There's a piece of wood in there. But I cleaned it out, and I got on my hands and knees, and I laid here on the concrete with my eyeglasses. And I checked every one of these. I did find one varroa mite here, but it could have been from last fall. It looked like it was pretty old. But I checked every one of them. I scraped out the bottom boards and I had a pile. I went through with my hands, flattened out that pile, got it where I could see everything. And you know what? I didn't find, other than up there, I didn't find any more varroa mites. So I don't really understand why I saw a drone with deformed wings. I'm not going to go through my hives and start scraping the tops off drone brood. I need the drones right now because I have a colony here that's going to have a virgin queen come out here in a few more days. I need my drones. Here's the other thing. If you guys want to use Formic Pro or anything that has to have a certain temperature, I did Formic Pro 2 years in a row. The second year it didn't work. The first year it did, but it killed a lot of my honeybees. And it had to be warm enough. It had to be like 80 degrees or something outside. I don't remember exactly, but it has to be warm. So you'll go ahead, use that Formic Pro, kill all the varroa mites in the hive, including the ones in the cat brood. And you know what? A few weeks later, you're going to have robbers get into that hive, and you're going to get another varroa mite, or 2, or 3, or 4. So you didn't kill all the varroa mites. What I do is, like September, I'll start killing with this acetic acid, and I got to do some more research because it kills the varroa mites that aren't in the cat brood. And the bees aren't getting any robbers. You know, it's wintertime. There's not any commercial bees in the area. If you do have a varroa mite come out of the cat brood, how many days before that varroa mite can reproduce? That's something I don't know offhand. I got to spend some time, do some research. But it was like somebody on Google had some information 3 times every 5 days and then 2 times every 7 days. And that's basically a whole month. But anyway, I started treating September last year, and I do another heavy treatment. When I mean a heavy treatment, I don't care about the restrictions the government gives you. I don't think the government wants you to have honeybees. They want you to have issues. I fill this cap here with as much acetic acid as I can get in there. And if you've never used one of these, this is the best thing I've ever bought for honeybees. You put it on there like that, put your fingers on here because it's gonna fall off if you don't do that, and then you stick it in the bottom hole. And you want to make sure your bees are, all the dead bees are cleaned out. You want to make sure you see smoke or vapor or whatever coming out through the top of the hive, because if it's all plugged up, you're not going to get that acetic acid vapor all the way up through the hive. So if you're using Formic Pro or anything else like that, that has to be warm enough. Most of that stuff, it has to be warm out. And you treat early fall, and you think you're all done with varroa mites. Well, the robbers from all the bees in the area, they're going to get into your hive, or they're going to pick up varroa mites from going out. I really never know exactly when my colonies stop laying, the queens stop laying. I've had queens lay all the way up till December, okay? So you're going to have varroa mites. They're going to continue to multiply in a colony through the rest of the year until it gets really, really cold. Even when the bees don't go out foraging, I still have queens laying. From all the research I've done over the years in this room here doing indoor hive inspections when it was too cold out here in Michigan, I know I've been doing this for 12 years. And I've gone from a high of 264 colonies in 2023, summer 2023, because I had a lot of mating nukes. And then December 1st of 2023, 150 colonies, all the way to 9 in May of 2024, and then June of 2024. These 5 here. So basically, I'm about 5 for the last 12 months. But I'm getting ready to do splits here in a month. And if this queen right here doesn't make it, I'm going to put a frame of brood and eggs, and keep this colony going and see if I can keep that colony. But what I'm gradually moving them. I want to space them out so that when I break them up into mating nukes, I'll have room. So I just move them a little bit each time. But this, like I said, it's a scam. They want you to think that honeybees are endangered before they start selling packages, so they can raise the package $10. They basically raise a package $10 every season, and a queen $5 more every season, okay? It's all a big marketing scam. It's all about getting your money. I haven't bought any bees since 2017, and the bees I bought were no good. Foley's Russian bees, what a joke. That was a Foley fiasco. And the packages I bought for his queens were no good. They had varroa mites, and the queens were old. They didn't live very long. The beekeepers, they take their old queens, put them in a package of their, along with their old bees, and they sell them as packages to people. Because the commercial beekeepers had the first pick of the queens. I don't believe there's enough queens made in this country. Good queens, not artificially inseminated queens, of good queens. There's not enough of them in this country for everybody. So the commercial beekeepers get the first pick, and they're not going to waste the money, with an old queen. They're going to put that old queen in a package and sell it to you. I know that's going on. I can't find anybody to tell me that, tell me that, but I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. And they make a lot of money if you add up all the varroa mite treatments that Better Bee. Oh my God, Better Bee. I stopped doing business with them because they scare the hell out of you. In their catalog, their magazine, they show you a picture of a varroa mite, and they zoom in on it and make it larger. And they want to scare the hell out of you, and they say you need to do this and this and this at certain times of the year. And if you add up everything you have to buy to get rid of the varroa mites in that colony, you're not going to make any money. And especially if you buy a queen, you're not going to make any money. The only way you're going to make any money, and it's really hard to do if you're around crop farmers, these bees here are going to go through a hard time here in the next few weeks, because all the crop farmers in my area are going to be out basically the same time, spraying chemicals or scattering chemicals, or they're scattering, or whatever you call those things. But there's going to be a lot of chemicals, and my bees are going to have a hard time. They're going to be picking up those chemicals through the summer too. During the winter, the air's pretty fresh, but come end of April, May, when the crop farmers get out there, that's what's causing my honeybees to die. And whether you want to admit it or not, it's causing you to get cancer. And that's the other scam in this country. Before Trump was elected for his second term, Robert Kennedy Jr. was talking about all the chemicals in our food and how we need to remove it. Okay, Trump got elected. Have you heard anything about removing those chemicals in your food? No. because they want you to get sick. There's a lot of money to be made treating people for cancer, heart disease, and diabetes, okay? They don't want you to be healthy. Our hospitals are set up to have a revolving door. They want you to come back. And the drug companies, the pharmaceutical companies, they want you on a pill, all right? Have you noticed all the drug commercials, all the pharmaceutical commercials on TV? A lot of them. There's a lot of pills for all this and that. And all the side effects are worse than what they're treating for. Most of the time, I can't even figure out what they're treating for, okay? It's a big scam in this country. This is a very corrupt country. The United States government is on the side of the corporations, and the corporations want to get rich. We are basically livestock. And the government, schools, and hospitals are just managers, and the rich people, the 1% are the owners. They own us, and the government manages us so that they can make money off of us, okay? So that's all I got to say.